is failure? Say it out loud. Failure. For most of us, it tastes like ashes. It means closed doors, shame, regret. But what if failure isn't the period at the end of your sentence? What if it's a comma before your becoming? I'm Jose Luis Cadena, and this is the Eminence Legacy Podcast, where faith meets mindset and where we turn life's breaking points into breakthroughs. Today's episode, the gospel of failure. We're going to reframe falling apart as a divine intervention to rebuild on stronger ground. Stay with me because this message might just change how you see every setback from now on. Everyone listening, no matter where you are, has felt, no matter what country, whether the United States, United Kingdom, India, Spain, Germany, Australia, doesn't matter where you are, we all share one language: disappointment. We've lost things we loved.
Times where faith and hope no longer seem present.
We all have scrolled through social media wondering, why does everyone else look like they're winning? And I know we've covered this before, but here's what we forget. Failure is not global shame, it's global humanity. And I know in recent episodes we talked about looking at other people's reels and thinking that they're winning when we're not. But here's what we forget. Failure is not global shame, it's global humanity. And right now, in this moment, someone listening to this needs to hear God is not done with you. He's still going to fulfill his purpose in your life. Why this matters now? Because we live in a world that rewards noise but ignores healing. And if you don't redefine failure, the noise will own your story.
What if failure isn't a curse but a calling?
Let's be real for a second. Failure isn't some abstract idea. It's the unpaid bills, that rejection email that you received, that relationship that died in silence. It's watching people succeed while you quietly ask, what's wrong with me? What am I doing wrong? These thoughts, they get into our mind. And to be honest, the world doesn't seem to help. It worships success stories, but it never really shows you the surgery it takes to get there. Comparing our rock bottom to somebody else's mountaintop. But here's the truth that nobody preaches enough to you. God often does his best work in the ruins. In scripture, you find the story of Job, one of the wealthiest men and most righteous men alive, that lost everything. In the blink of an eye, everything was gone, even his children. And yet at the end, he said, though he slay me, yet will I trust in him. Those are powerful words, because at the end, those moments, those dark moments, those stormy days are building up our character. And to be able to walk through that, that's not blind faith. That's a man, that's a person who understood that destruction can be divine.
That's not heartbreak, that's becoming. I'll be transparent with you. I've spent years trying to live right, training hard, eating clean, staying disciplined. I treated my health like a form of worship.
See, I've always been disciplined, faithful to the grind, respectful of the temple of my body. Then out of nowhere one day, I started struggling swallowing my food. Doctors found an esophageal ring, a narrow band of tissue at the bottom of my esophagus. It wasn't life threatening, but it was life altering because it forced me to face something I couldn't control. And control is my comfort zone.
Not to mention that my patience, that's really where my faith was tested. See, when you're a doer, you think discipline can conquer anything. But sometimes God says, sit still, you can't outwork this one.
You can't hustle your way out of this one. You can't pray for shortcuts to patience. I soon learned that sometimes God's healing isn't instant because He's not just trying to fix your body, He's refining your soul.
I also realized something else, that since my identity was tied to control, and God was breaking that idol gently but firmly.
Then there's this one kind of breaking, the one that doesn't show up in medical scans. There was a man, his name was Daniel. He loved deeply, fully, and maybe too completely. And then one morning, love just ended. No fights, no fireworks, just silence. He lost her, and in the process lost himself. He'd wake up to quiet rooms and louder thoughts. But time and grace did their work. He began to see that maybe God lets people leave, not to destroy us, but to develop us. He realized something powerful. Sometimes love doesn't end, it just graduates. It evolves into self respect, boundaries, and clarity. That's the gospel of failure. It doesn't burn you, it baptizes you into something new. Here's the truth: failure is not identity, it's information. Here are three insights that I want you to keep in mind. Number one, failure reveals what success conceals. You'll never know your foundation until the storm tests you. Number two, pain is a tutor of your soul. As Job learned, God doesn't just allow loss, He uses it. Number three, grace lives in the dirt. Seeds don't grow on marble, they grow buried, unseen in the dark. Think of every hero you admire. Moses fled before leading a nation. C.S. Lewis lost his wife and still wrote, pain insists upon being attended to. Every fall, every failure, every heartbreak is not the end, it's the edit. Let me share with you the failure reframe blueprint. Grab your journal. Let's turn pain into purpose. Follow me on this one. Step one, name it. Give it a name. Own the failure. Speak it. Write it. Truth is, the first antidote to shame is being able to recognize it. Step number two, mind the meaning. Go deep. Find out what's in there. Ask yourself, what is this teaching me that comfort never could? Number three, rename the chapter. We all know how this chapter ends, so let's redefine it, rename it. Let's add a different perspective to the chapter by renaming it. Don't call it the end. Let's call it the becoming. Now here's your breakthrough question. What have I been calling a failure that might actually be an invitation to grow? Pause, sit with it. That question right there could shift the entire story. If this episode spoke to you, I want to hear your story. Post your takeaway with hashtag Eminence Legacy or DM me at SearchChain. Now here's your challenge for tonight. Write one failure you've been ashamed of, and underneath it, one lesson you're grateful for. Then share your before and after mindset. Your story could be someone else's survival guide. So let's work with that. Let's land this. Number one, failure isn't final, it's formative. Number two, grace doesn't skip the pain, it redeems it. Number three, What breaks you today might bless you tomorrow. Now, if this message hit home, share it. Tag a friend who is in their own storm. Subscribe, review, and help us spread the movement of faith, growth, and legacy. Book your breakthrough session at eminencelegacylive.com. Support the mission at patreon.podbean.com/forwardeminence Follow me at Sirchain on Instagram or other social medias for daily mindset and motivation. Maybe today you're standing in the wreckage, wondering if anything can rise from it. But hear me, resurrection never starts on the mountaintop. It starts in the tomb. Your failure isn't your ending. It's the empty grave waiting for light. Remember, together, let's rise to our eminence and catch you on the next one. If you made it this far into the podcast, I congratulate you and applaud you. A couple of more weeks and the year is gone. So I decided to put together what I call the Legacy Quarter. We're stepping into the final stretch of the year, and this is where the legacies are either written or wasted. So I'm launching something special, a 6-episode roadmap designed to end the year strong. I'm calling it the Legacy Quarter. Over these next episodes, we're not just talking about mindset. We're building momentum. In episode 1, we'll start with the weight of waiting. How God builds strength in silent seasons. Because maybe your pause isn't punishment. Maybe it's just preparation. What if your delay isn't denial, it's development? Then episode 2 hits hard with faith over feelings, the discipline that outlasts motivation. Because when the motivation is gone, we need to put the purpose and the mission in front. Because when your feelings clock out, your faith's gotta clock in. And that's just the beginning. Each week, we're going deeper. Faith, discipline, clarity, and purpose. Everything you need to walk into the new year sharper, stronger, and unshakable. So stay tuned. This 6-episode series is your playbook to finish what you started and rise into the legacy you were built for. Remember, subscribe now, share this with someone who needs that end of the year fire, and keep your heart locked in